Welcome to Get Inspired with Albert Femi Oduwole. Don't forget, don't get your families and friends to miss out on this experience. Get them together. Last week, I started talking to you about a very important topic. How do I make a lasting connection with people? There are about 8 billion of us in this world today. How do I meet people and they never forget they have an encounter with me? Don't forget, the more people know your name, the more books you sell, assuming you're an author. The more people that knows your name, the more people will come to your church if you're a pastor. The more people that knows your name, the more people will come to your program if you're a speaker. So your name is powerful. People must connect to you. The first one we said last week is how you introduce yourself. You've got to introduce yourself with power. But this week I'm going to introduce another one, handshake. Your hand is the only part of your body dignitary will come in contact with. Sometimes I go to meetings, they line up people for me to shake. And many times I must be sincere with you. While I'm shaking them, my mind is not with them any longer. It's back at the hotel ordering food. But there is somebody in that lineup that will shake me with power, with warmth. Brief, brisk, powerful, warm. The experience will make me to look at the person's face and check that face out. You've got to learn how to shake well. Shake hands with power. Shake it with vigor, shake it with warmth. You've got to practice that. Look for somebody close to you right now and give them a good handshake. Don't forget, you've got to make that connection. Today I'm going to round up the message, my destiny can't stop here. You have a destiny. You might not have a car, you might not have your own house, you might not have a lot of money, but one thing you have is destiny, because God made your destiny before He even made you. My destiny can't stop here. Watch this, but don't go yet. I'm coming back with more. But Jesus enters into your life to put an end to your past and a beginning to your future. Hey! And while I thought Tamar is a bad name, I saw another Tamar in Genesis chapter 38. You can call this the story of the 3 Tamars if you like. But shout, my destiny can't stop here. Genesis 38 from verse 1 talked about a man called Judah. In verse 6, the Bible said Judah took a wife for her his firstborn. And her name was Tamar. This is the third Tamar, the first one actually. But here, Judah's firstborn was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord killed him. Then Judah said to Onan, go into your brother's wife and marry her, and raise for her an heir to your brother. And Onan knew that the heir would not be his. And it came to pass that when he went to his brother's wife, he admitted on the ground that he should become him an heir to his brother. And the thing which he did displeased the Lord. Therefore God killed him also. Then Judah said, I've got to be wise. My firstborn heir is dead. The second one, Honor, is dead. I have only one remaining. So he said, you go to your father's house for some time. Let Sheila, my son, grow. When he grows, don't worry, you still marry my son, but it's a lie. I don't know if there is a Tamar in this house. You've gone through a lot of things that it's not your fault, but they accuse you of it. How can Tamar explain she's not a husband killer when 2 are died? How can you explain that you are not a thief when you enter into places things disappear? What is your witness that you are not the one? How can you explain it? There was no way she could prove herself. Her father-in-law sent her away to die in penury without having a seed, with her dream not being fulfilled. Then the Bible said along the line, one day, you read that when you get home, she heard that her father-in-law had also lost his wife. Then somebody came to tell her and said, your father-in-law is going to pass by. He's going somewhere. Then the Bible said, this woman said to herself, this is my chance. Oh my God. Verse 15. Verse 14. So she took off her widow's garments. Let me put your neighbor and say, throw it off, throw it off, throw it off, throw it off. You have lamented for too long. Your face looks like the book of Lamentation. Push somebody and say, throw it off. You don't know what happened to me when I was in Redeem in Apapa, Nigeria. How many years ago? Throw it up. You know, a lot of us, we celebrate the past that has no glory. Have you seen people like that before? One man said to me, he said, in the days when we used to serve God, I said, with all apologies, that you are dead. You want to impress me by the days you used to serve God, when you are still alive. No matter your degree, BA, MSc, FRSC, RIP, HIV, I can't be impressed. She took off her widow's garment, covered herself with a veil. I've got to go, please. I don't have time. And wrapped herself and sat in the open place, which was on the way to Timnah. Then she saw Sheila was grown, but the father-in-law was not going to give him as a wife. When Judah saw her, he thought he was an harlot. Then that because she covered her face, verse 16, he turned to her by the way and said, please let me come in unto you. And he did not know that she was his daughter-in-law. For she said, what will you give me? Then they had an agreement. In verse 17, he said, I will give you a goat. But he does not have a goat. Verse 18, she said, okay, give me proof that you sent me a goat, signet, your cord, your staff. And Bible says she gave all that to her. Verse 19, she arose and went and laid her veil and put the garments of her widowhood. Then Judah sent the young goats, but they could not find her. Look at verse 23. Verse 22, so he returned to Judah and said, I cannot find her. Verse 23, then Judah said, let her take them and all that. Look at verse 24. And it came to pass about 3 months after that Judah was told, saying, Tamar, your daughter-in-law, has played the harlot. Furthermore, she's with a child by harlotry. So Judah said, bring her out and let her be born. When she was brought out, she said to her father-in-law, but the man to whom this belonged and with child. Then she brought out all the proofs. Verse 26. So Judah acknowledged them and said, she has been more righteous than I, because I did not give her to Sheila my son. And he never knew her again. Look at me. A few minutes ago, but watch this. 2 Tamars, similar situation. But think about it. Which one was worse? One got raped once. One lost husband, the first one. No child. The second one was having pleasure, but was not releasing the seed. She lost the second one. She became a mockery of the society. They sent her back to her father's house. In the midst of all that, people that should have come to tell her Sheila is grown didn't tell her. What they went to say is that she's now with a child. But one thing I love about Tamar, the daughter-in-law of Judah, was that she's a fighter. Hey, it's not what happens to you in life that is important, it's your reaction to it. Are you ready to fight? Do you know your destiny is worth fighting for? 2 women, similar situation, but one said, it does not matter. I've got seeds of destiny in me, and I'm going to bring them forth. You know what I've described? That what makes some people to break, makes some other people to break records. It's not the size of the dog then that matters. I have a book outside, Dare to Dream Again. That's a book that will change your life for $2 only. It's not the size of the dog in the fight that matters, but the size of the fight in the dog. Hey, somebody shout, that is fighting me. That is fight. No, I didn't hear you say that is fighting me. You've got to fight for your destiny. Nehemiah chapter 4 verse 14. God said fight. One of the messages outside I have on the CD is it's okay to fight. I know the while we have been telling you don't fight, but there are some fights that are necessary. Fighting for your destiny. Hello, somebody. The Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but it does not mean we are not wrestling. We are wrestling. Just like against flesh and blood. In Matthew 4:14 says, fight for your brothers, fight for your sisters, fight for your things, fight for your destiny. I knew a woman some time ago that had 4 sons. 4. And you know, when you have 4 boys, your house will be quiet. They won't be eating your food. They won't. Oh, why are you saying that? This woman has got 4. And when they started to grow up, they started, of course, misbehaving. The third one was jumping classes and jumping. You drop him in school, he run back and go fishing like Peter. This woman said to herself, I need to see God. Everybody around her told her, well, there's nothing you can do. Boys will be boys. They said, no, this one will be men of God. She stood before God. Some mothers need to fight like Tamar, the daughter-in-law of Judah. Some wives need to fight like Tamar, the mother-in-law. He said, well, that's how they are in their family. Fight for your husband. I told a lady in my church that came to complain, the husband is dating the secretary. I said, it's your fault. You have PhD. What does the secretary have? There must be something she's doing you are not doing. Fight! Anyway, there's nothing I can do. You can't go anywhere. No, it's your husband. He's not going anywhere. This woman held on to God and said, God, I don't want a new car. I don't want a house. I don't want money. I don't want stock. I don't want shares. I want my children to serve you. I want them saved and serving you. This woman prayed until all of them started getting saved. By today, the firstborn is the area pastor of Redeem in South Africa, Cape Town. The secondborn is a pastor in Redeem in Abuja. This is the third one preaching to you. Hello, somebody. She chose to fight. Are you going to fight or are you going to give up? I didn't hear you. Oh my God. You didn't go to school where I went to school. That is the way you know somebody that's afraid to fight. fight. I'll fight you. This sport I can't fight. I'll fight you. I'm just playing. The way you said it the first time, the devil is looking at you and say, hey, come on, somebody say, I'll fight. Hey, say, I'll fight. This is America, you don't have some stuff here. In Nigeria, there was a time armed robbers were going everywhere. Then one day they banged somebody's door. He said, who is that? He said, the big boy. He said, you are welcome, I've been waiting for you. He said, this area I've been boring for a long time. He said, Chinedu, get the bazooka. You get it. He said, the armed robbers, hey, wicked man. And they ran away. Hey, is there a man in the house? Are you ready to fight for your destiny? Oh my God, are you going to chicken out? Are you going to fight like a lion? Somebody shout, fight. You've got to fight for your destiny. Enough is enough. The devil is a liar. God is working on your behalf. Your destiny can't stop here. It happened 10 years ago. Move on, my sister. It happened 12 years ago. Oh, you don't understand. She left me. She told me she loved me forever. But when we got to America, she went with another man. Get over yourself. Learn to say bye-bye to your yesterday and a beginning to your tomorrow. Tamar is indeed our father's son. Oh my God, when David had an affair and the baby was sick unto death, David was praying and praying God, and invariably he couldn't eat for 3 days. He did it 7 days. He was on the floor. He didn't take his bath. Then the baby died. We were afraid to tell him. Say, if we tell him the baby is dead, he's going to come start the stuff. They had them speaking. Said, what are you saying? The baby is dead. They were afraid. Then he stood up. He took his bath. Bible said he put on his perfume. Then he came out and said, can I have my food, please? He said, is this man mad? He said, no. I will not put a question mark where God has put a full stop. Hi. Oh my God, I wish I have time to. Are you here? Are you here? Stop asking why God, why me, why not you? Then who else recommend to God? Give him an address and a zip code. I don't care what has happened in your past. I know it hurts. But God is talking to you today. Move on. Move on. In the book Outside There to Dream Again, I wrote there, don't put a question mark where God has put a full stop. Move on. People that control yesterday's pain, they cannot control tomorrow's pleasure. Move on. You have been tied to your past long enough. What your stepmother did, that was 30 years ago. What are you doing? Tamar! One girl walked to me years ago and said, my dad has been sleeping with me since I'm a kid. I said, well, I'm so sorry. I'm here to minister to you. Move on. She said, no. Until I kill him, I can't move on. I said, killing him won't make you move on. You know, she did kill him. Absalom thought, if I kill Amnon, probably my sister will move on. Absalom killed Amnon, but his sister didn't move on. I have discovered that the death of Amnon does not mean the deliverance of Tamar. Forgiveness is letting the prisoner go to discover you are the prisoner. I wrote in that book, I said, forgiveness makes a future possible. You've got to forgive. One fought, one didn't fight. But it became very interesting that they said in the olden days, when they are blessing a woman, one of the prayers they pray for the woman is that may God bless you like Tamar and give you sons. Which Tamar? It's not Tamar, the daughter of David, though she had all the glory. It was Tamar, the daughter-in-law of Judah, that fought back. Oh my God, see what happened to this Tamar. Verse 29. So 26. So Judah acknowledged them and said, she had been more righteous than I, because I did not give her to Shelah my son, and he never knew her again. Verse 27. Now it came to pass at the time of giving birth, and behold, twins were in her womb. God is saying, I'll give you double for the trouble, but you've got to fight for it. What she lost, she got back because she fought. The name of the first one is Perez. The name of the second one, Perez, means breakthrough. Breakthrough. Which means if you fight on, you'll have breakthrough. The name of the second one, Zerah, it means a rising star. There's still a breakthrough waiting for you in your future. There's still a rising star waiting to come out. Don't kill it because of what happened to you in your past. Stand to your feet, everybody. In Romans chapter 4 verse 12, in Ruth chapter 4 verse 12, in Ruth 4:12, they were praying for Ruth. And what prayer did they pray? For Ruth. They said, Ruth, may God give you a son like Perez, that is born of Tamar, the daughter-in-law of Judah. And you know what surprised me most is not all that. What surprised me most is Matthew chapter 1. Because some of you are wondering, what was the test about? Listen very carefully. The most exclusive book in the Bible, chapter, is not Hebrews chapter 11. That's the Hall of Faith. It's powerful. But Matthew chapter 1. Why? Because that is the genealogy of Jesus. And see what the Bible said. The book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham begot Isaac. Isaac begot Jacob. Jacob begot Judah and his brothers. Judah begot Perez and Zerah by Tamar. She made it at last. Hey! She made it into the genealogy of Jesus. She was the first woman to be mentioned in the New Testament. There is hope for you. That is hope for you. That is hope for you. That is hope for you. She lost 2 husbands, but she became the first woman to be mentioned in the New Testament. Cheated by her father-in-law, but she made it to Matthew chapter 1. Hey! They gossiped about her. The people that went to tell her father-in-law that she's with child, why didn't they go to tell her father-in-law initially that your son is grown up? People don't carry good news. But in spite of all, despite of all, she fought on. Hey, I'm here this morning to stir up a fight in you. I want you to get violent in the next 3 minutes. Welcome back. I hope you are as excited about that message as I am. Your destiny can't stop here. And also don't forget making everlasting impression when you meet people. How do you connect with them? They never forget you. Last week we discussed the way you introduce your name. Your name is the only part of you, a dignity we take with them. Number 2, today I shared handshake. Your hand is the only part of your body. Dignity we come in contact with. So don't forget, introduce your name clearly, introduce it with power. Then when you shake hand, make it warm, make it brisk, let it show power. When you do those, you connect permanently with people. They don't find it easy to forget you. I'm going to share more next week, same station, same time. Get ready. But I want to be your friend. I don't know if you want to be my friend. I want to be your friend. Let's connect online. Facebook, Twitter, blog, email, website. Everything is just my name. Get on Facebook, Alberto Duole 2. Then become my friend. Then Twitter, very easy. Alberto Duole is the name on Twitter. Email, president@wordablazeonline.org. President@wordablazeonline.org. Then loads of gift for you on our website. You can download messages. You can listen to them on iPad, on your phone, whatever you've got. It is www.wordablazeonline.org. Then look at the numbers that's been scrolling since. Call them, ask after me, tell them you want to talk to me. Then we're able to talk and we're able to pray with you. Then tell them you want to share your testimonies with us, and that's very powerful. Wherever you are, it's likely that there's a Travel Assembly Church close to you in Abuja, Port Harcourt, Lagos, Ogbomoso, Ado-Ekiti, Abeokuta. In Ibadan, we are in 7 different locations. There is one close to you. You need to connect with us. It's very important. One experience and you are hooked, I promise you. And this weekend, I'm in America presently doing a tour. So if you know anybody in Maryland, United States of America, I'm there this weekend. I'm the host of Pastor Sam Ore, and I want you to connect with us. Call these numbers. They'll tell you exactly how to locate me. Maryland, USA, I'm there this weekend. Don't forget, get inspired, lest you aspire. I prophesy grace upon your week, increase in every dimension. I prophesy that's going to be your best week ever, and your destiny won't stop here. God bless you. Stay inspired, lest you aspire.